Stardom is known for a lot of things, and one of them is their long main event wars between two wrestlers. As Stardom is back in the swing of things, I had a thought. I wondered, who has been in the ring the longest this year? I had some stipulations on this one, of course, only signed wrestlers, and none of the younger rookie girls. B also wasn't counted either because she's been gone for a long time and she will be for the foreseeable future, so it wasn't fair to put her on this list because it wouldn't reflect correctly on what they probably would have done if she was here the whole time. There is a total of 13 people being considered, as Himika and Micah hadn't announced their signed status until after I did all of the research. So, here we go. Starting with the totals. Number 13 is, of course, Jungle Kyona. Even though she is kind of a workhorse and is always there for almost every single show, she actually has spent the least amount of time in the ring this year, at 3 hours, 11 minutes, and 36 seconds. This is because while she is a hard worker, she is never in big singles matches or makes it far in tournaments. Why is being a Jungle fan so hard? Number 12 is Starlight Kid at 3 hours, 17 minutes, and 48 seconds. Now this is understandable, that although she is heavily favored by Rossi, she has spent most of her career in the earlier matches of the card. Number 11 is Konami at 3 hours, 23 minutes, and 31 seconds. Konami is a weird one because you would think she would have had much more time in the ring this year, but because she has been teaming with Jungle this year more than anything else, it's understandable she would be down here with her partner. Number 10 is Azumi with 3 hours, 32 minutes, and 48 seconds. Being a part of QQ has definitely helped Azumi be in matches or card locations that she never would have been in otherwise. Add in the fact that she is a high-speed wrestler, so the singles matches or important matches she does get are usually less than 10 minutes. Number 9 is Natsuko Tora with 3 hours, 37 minutes, and 7 seconds. As the new leader of Odotai, you would think this would be a much higher number. I can only assume it's because she is more involved in Odotai as a group instead of winning achievements. Number 8 is Saya Kamitani with 3 hours, 43 minutes, and 35 seconds. This makes a lot of sense because she is a lot like Utami in that she kind of skipped the rookie status and went straight to the mid-card. Her also being a part of QQ helped her in some more high-status matches. Number 7 is Saki Kashima with 3 hours, 46 minutes, and 11 seconds. This was kind of surprising to me since I kind of always associated Saki with being in the main group of stars. But this year she was in Odotai for the majority of it, making her have the same problems as Natsuko probably. Number 6 is Asaya Ida with 3 hours, 51 minutes, and 36 seconds. It's clear that Stardom is on Saya's side. She might not get the gold for a very long time, but it's obvious that they see her as someone that they can rely on, allowing her to appear multiple times under different personas in the Battle Royale. Number 5 is Tam Nakano with 3 hours, 59 minutes, and 24 seconds. This was pretty obvious. I would have guessed she would have been higher up, but at the same time, I would have been shocked if she was lower than this. Tam is the backbone of Stardom, and she has single-handedly been carrying Stardom through this tough year with her matches and stories. Number 4 is Momo Watanabe with 4 hours, 21 minutes, and 27 seconds. It's interesting because to a lot of people, Momo has been abandoned by Stardom. Being number 4 in total time spent in the ring this year would claim otherwise though. She has been in so many long matches this year already, and only held the artist belts in the beginning of the year. She's big match Momo for a reason. Number 3 is Utami Hayashishita with 4 hours, 22 minutes, and 6 seconds. She just nearly beat out Momo for third place here. I honestly was a bit surprised to see her higher than Momo, but at the same time it makes sense. Utami was involved in a lot more things than Momo was, allowing her to get a little bit more time in the ring. Number 2 is Julia with 4 hours, 44 minutes, and 33 seconds. 2020 has been Julia's year. Winning the Cinderella tournament, winning the artist belts, and the white belt. It would have been insane if she wasn't in the top 3 of this total time part of the list. She has been in 7 main events at the time of writing this script. Number 1 is Mayu Iwatani with 5 hours, 4 minutes, and 55 seconds. This should be of no surprise. Mayu has been the top name and face of Stardom since Io and Kairi left. She has also been the red belt holder all of this year, so it would have been more shocking to have had her lower than number 1. With total time in the ring out of the way, now we move on to the average time in the ring. This is the average amount of time they spend in the ring based on how many matches they had and total time spent in the ring. Interestingly enough, this list is actually kind of different. Number 13 is Konami with 9 minutes and 41 seconds. I honestly didn't think Konami would be on the low end of this list, as she regularly gets these special singles matches that end up going 20 to 30 minutes. Number 12 is Starlight Kid with 9 minutes and 53 seconds, just barely beating Konami, and this was not a shocker here. Starlight spends most of her time in the early parts of the shows, which are usually the shortest matches. Number 11 is Jungle Kyona with 10 minutes and 5 seconds. To be honest, I thought she was going to be higher up here. She's a lot like Tam in that she is always picked to have these long, amazing singles matches for the belts. This year, though, she is kind of a bit player until recently. Number 10 is Azumi with 10 minutes and 8 seconds. Azumi is most likely always going to be this low when talking about average match times. Being a high-speed wrestler means majority of your matches are going to be, well, short. Number 9 is Natsuko Tora with 10 minutes and 51 seconds. Expected. Natsuko has always been a prominent mid-carder, and that's about it. But I thought maybe things would have been different this year since she is now the leader of Odo Tai, but apparently not. Number 8 is Saya Ida with 11 minutes and 1 second. Saya is the one that made this list hard, as she is the only one in the promotion who appeared more than once in a single match this year. During the Battle Royale, she actually appeared 3 times, once as herself and twice as different masked wrestlers. Number 7 is Saya Kamatani with 11 minutes and 10 seconds. This makes sense as she is mostly been tag teaming with people this year, and tag matches tend to go on longer than regular singles matches and whatnot. Number 6 is Saki Kashima with 11 minutes and 18 seconds. Honestly thought she was going to be lower here. When I think a long match wrestler, Saki does not come into mind. Number 5 is Julia with 11 minutes and 51 seconds. For the majority of the year, Julia was teaming with Andres Miyagi and not doing too much, just kind of building her up. Recently, majority of the shows she has been in the main event though, so it's probably evened out by now. I bet if I were to do the average again at the end of the year, hers would be higher. Number 4 is Tam Nakano with 11 minutes and 58 seconds. You guys know my stance on Tam by now. I consider her one of the best female wrestlers in the world, so it makes sense that she would be high up when it comes to average time in the ring. She has the stamina to go the distance even at her age. Number 3 is Momo Watanabe with 12 minutes and 27 seconds. Big match Momo. It's crazy that even with how little she has been doing this year, she is still number 3. Just goes to show you that when they need someone to put out a banger, she's their woman. Number 2 is Utami Hayashishita with 12 minutes and 28 seconds. Literally only a second longer than Momo, and just goes to show you how much Utami is considered a next-gen pillar for the company. Number 1 is Mayu Iwatani with 14 minutes and 31 seconds. Of course she was going to be number 1 here. With her having red belt defenses, nothing goes on as long as a red belt defense. Then when she isn't doing that, she's in the main event most of the time. She just lives in the ring. So there you go, the total time spent in the ring and the average time and how everyone placed in relation to each other. I think for the most part there wasn't too many surprises here. I think most people would have guessed Mayu, Momo, and Julia would have been at the top of the lists. Of course, like with all of my lists and info videos, this alone doesn't really mean much. Time spent in the ring and average match times doesn't mean quality. There are different wrestling types and match styles that can't be fit into the long match equals good match mold. Azumi and the whole high-speed genre of wrestling as a whole is evident that just because a match is short doesn't mean it's bad or that a wrestler can't go. A special shout out to all of my Patreon supporters here. We have The Yellow Hook, Miss Solar, and Smack It Down Podcast. Thank you all. I really appreciate your support. Hope you guys are staying safe and having fun. So, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.